I am so sorry, Jiao Shi. Okay, and you guys, I honor teacher medicine just like a doctor, right? And that's why I call him Jiao Shi, not Dr. Kamal, even though that is his birth name. That is what is going to be on all of his amazing things. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is Trey coming at you with some Trey Talk. And thank you all of my Facebook people, my YouTube people, my Twitter people, and some of the LinkedIn people. I am so happy that you have joined me on this Laugh and Learn Lunch Wednesday because I have a powerhouse man in the house. This is Dr. Kamal, you guys, and I call him Jiao Shi because that is teacher. And this is what he is. This is what he practices. You guys missed his mini. Let me give you the mini recap. He went from graduating in aviation, and not only is he a pilot and all these amazing things, but you guys, first he got his first bachelor's degree in integrated medicine, and then he went on to get his second bachelor's degree in Oriental medicine, which I love, 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 because that is some of the core of my healing in order to walk again from my paralysis, right? But then, you guys, he specializes in acupuncture physician. He's just amazing. He doesn't stop. He has found and discovered his own way to help you get to the architect of your body system. You guys, he has multiple courses within this body system, body type system course that he has completed or that he has developed based on his math skills. So please, Jiao Shi, start again. Finish. Let these people know.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So yeah, I'm Jiao Shi, and then also I'm known as Dr. Kamal. That's what my patients call me. I've been doing this for 26 years. So
wow.
When I was in Chinese medicine school, we did, just so to clarify my background, I did my bachelor's degree in commercial aviation, as well as then when you move on into medicine, you have to have a bachelor's of natural science, and that's what the bachelor's is.
Oh.
Then once you finish that, then you move on to the Asian medicine or Oriental medicine work, and then you get a master's degree because of the way that the educational system is kind of equal from the Chinese system to the American system. So then now they also have a working PhD program, and you could become a doctorate in Chinese medicine. So once you go through that process, just to recap, Chinese medicine has 5 main modalities. It has acupuncture, which a lot of people here in the West are familiar with. Chinese medicine or Chinese herbal medicine is actually much more widespread in China. About 70 to 80% of the medicine administered is more herbal medicine. Then they have Chinese food therapy, which is guiding you with your just natural diet to now either prevent disorders or help you recover from disorders. So here in the West, everybody knows mom's chicken soup. Well, okay, then we have different soups and different things that we can do to help you recover from different conditions. Then we have also Chinese medical massage, which is the typical massage that you'll see. But then we also incorporate what we call Anmo, which is a type of relaxation type massage. But then we also have bone setting. Bone setting is now setting the broken bones and restoring different types of things. So if people have like debilitating arthritis here and they already have the deformities, then you have to reset the bones while you're going through the treatment to now get them to have full functionability back. Okay, that's the bone setting. Okay, then from there we also have exercise physiology. Exercise physiology is teaching you certain types of exercises to do. And in ancient times, they had what was called Daoyin. Daoyin means the way of softness. So then now you do that particular movement to now, for you at home, you can do those movements to actually self-correct. So that the ancient doctor was the teacher. And now why? Because, okay, how many acupuncture treatments can I do as one person? Really? How much herbs can I do as one person? So ultimately, you can teach millions and millions of people just by, okay, everybody do this. And if we all do this together, like when I went out into doing Tai Chi and Qigong in the park, in the park at 3:45 in the morning, there are thousands of people doing something every morning.
I believe
So
it.
it's easier to now get to those people to help themselves and say, everybody do this. And as you do this from the standpoint of with regularity and with focus and with discipline, you keep doing it, your body will now make the changes. It's very slow, it's very subtle, but guess what? It's lifelong. So then now this is where my practice moved into a different phase. Yes, I started doing acupuncture, then herbal medicine, massage, and all the cupping that you guys can see with the sports people doing a lot of cupping now. I did all of that. And then now it's like, okay, but me doing those things and me being aware of this as a professional, there's something missing. What's the missing? I send you home, you feel better. Then you come back and you go, okay, well, I'm feeling. I'm like, oh, they don't realize that their constitution cannot do thus and so. So then if they knew that simple
And
thing,
to a certain degree, it's like they don't know how they keep creating the same
correct.
thing. And so this, I know I get the same thing and then they go home and then they build it back up and then they come back and then they
come
have
back.
detox or
Exactly.
fix it. But
Right.
yes, that's addressing the symptoms, but not
Right.
getting the root cause. I love it.
Right. So then now what do we have to do? The issue is not the therapy. The
Yes.
issue is that they need to be taught. So then now this is where my practice went into a different phase of, okay, if I teach you about your constitution and then help you realize that certain constitutions should never eat vegetables a day in their life, or
Yes.
certain constitutions should never eat grain a day in their life, or certain constitutions should never eat meat a day in their life, then now you're not putting sugar in your own gas tank, wondering why your Bentley won't start.
Oh my God. And it's so true. Oh my gosh, it is so true what you're saying. And this is what I love because I'm a root cause analysis person. I am. I love going there with this information because this is what I love. Okay, so this is why he's a problem solver, all of these things. And this is how he developed this amazingness because he saw the need. He saw that, oh, wait, they need something else because he's like me, you guys. Some people are out there and want lifetime clients and they love that you keep coming back and want them to fix you. But this amazing gentleman, that's why he is teacher Jiao Shi, because he wants to teach you how to fish for yourself, how to thrive for yourself, right? Get your best life. I love teachers, so thank you. Please continue. Oh my gosh, I love it because it's a whole recipe. People don't understand. Body types are unique. Blood types are unique for a reason. We all need something
So
different.
now when I talk about the body type system, it comes from the ancients. 6,000 years ago, this is what they used because they said, okay, when you're looking at people as a whole, you can see one thing. But then as you start to delineate between different characteristics, you can find the uniqueness. Now, when I do the body type system, I used to do different courses where we did anywhere from 35 to 75 people in a group. Yeah. And so I would start out with, okay, how unique is a snowflake? Is there any snowflake alike? No. But it all starts off with the same hexagonal water molecule. Then with temperature, pressure, and drift, it crystallizes in a unique form. Well, we all start off in a womb, but then we're born on the western side of the planet, the eastern side of the planet, the northern side of the planet, the southern side of the planet. We have cultural backgrounds, cultural differences, and we crystallize into what our form is based on our experiences. So then now if you can understand where we all come from and where we're all returning to, it's a very simple thing to navigate the things that we're going to experience here. And then we can all help each other. So that's how the ancients did it. And when I kept going back to my teachers and asking, the very root question. Okay, I did this procedure. How come it worked for this person? It didn't work for this person. The answer was always the same: Constitution, Constitution, Constitution. So
Exactly.
now you
Exactly.
have to understand that.
Yes, yes, and everyone is so unique. Some of us thrive better, and I love that you're saying that the characteristics show so much. They really do. It is amazing how different each person's like body type, the structure, and where they were born, when they were born. All of these things are affecting your recipe, which is why we align with our astrological signs, why we align with characteristics. There's all these different things now, right? There's body types, there's human design, there's, and they are all accurate as heck. And you know why? Because it all came from the Asian understanding of healing and body and energy way before a lot of other people did. So I'm 51% Native American, and natives, we also have always used herbs. We've used healing, all earth substances to heal, and understanding that these things were provided for us for this reason. But each person is a unique thing, and I read energy. So I have learned to master the energetic read to find some things, but not everybody has this unique gift. Just like I'm not a great athlete, I'm not a great scientist. I just have my body was coming to this earth with the ability to perceive more energy than others. Well, really, the thing is my body has decided other people's energy is my business. So I have this amazing gift to perceive how people are feeling, where the energy blocks are. But this is when you learn that it's all in your hands, right? Please, teacher, tell me more.
So now, what's interesting about the Asian culture and the Native culture is because really, like when we look at the ancient character of Yao, Yao is herb. Okay, when you actually look at the pictographic ancient understanding of it, it's plants that make us dance. And how many different natives use dance and movement to restore ourselves in healing?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
when you begin to understand that actually it's synonymous, every ancient culture, whether it was Asian, whether it was Egyptian, whether it was, Mesoamerican down in South America, everybody had this unique aspect of returning back to the spiritual, returning back to the original human. Yeah. So
Yeah.
then now, once you begin to understand that, this actually becomes very simple. You are the first witness to every event in your life.
Yes. Oh
So
my
when they
gosh.
come to you or they come to me, then what are they going to do? The first thing we ask them is, okay, so what happened? And you go, okay, well, I was doing this and I ate this and okay. So they're the witness that actually tells us what they did and what they were doing when that thing occurred. And we have to now, as a professional, put it back together and recreate the event.
Yes. And for me, I also include what they were thinking. Do you remember what you were thinking about at the time? How were you feeling at the time? Because I believe any dis-ease, anything that's manifested on a physical level came from an emotional or mental thought and or generational stuff, right?
Correct, correct. So then now we go into what we call the Jing. Okay, so in ancient Chinese phraseology, we would say San Jing, okay, or San Bao. San Bao means the three treasures. The three treasures are spirit, energy, and the essence that we all are. So once we understand what we are from a spiritual level, and that's our spiritual body, then our energy level, our interaction with each other, our mental and emotional body, and then we understand the Jing, the essence of what we are, our physical and material body, then we can understand the interaction with how those things recorded events. And so
Yes.
in the physical, we say muscle memory, okay?
Mhm.
But we
Mhm.
also have emotional memory and spiritual memory. And those events we reacted to, and either it was to our benefit or to our detriment. And that's what we begin to understand about our particular experience on this planet at this time.
Yes, and in my awareness, the mental body and the emotional body are remembering so much more. So the emotional body is remembering every sensory that was there. What did you smell? What did you hear? What did you see? It is remembering and logging everything from your five senses, logging that event, whether it was happy or not, right? Whether it was grandma's cookies, right? Or if it was the car accident like that paralyzed me. Yes, they all left an imprint to a large degree, which in my belief, that emotional stuff triggers the mental body, and then the mental body goes, hey, wait, hold on, wait, this feels uncomfortable, or wait, oh, go get those cookies, right?
Exactly. So then now either you're going to open up or blossom like a flower, or you're going to close down and shut down.
Yes.
Yeah. So then now once we look at, and then why do you close down? Because it's a reaction of protection. It's your immune system
Mm-hmm.
protecting your body so that you can continue to function. And this is why I tell everybody now, there's no real disease. Whatever your body is doing, whether it's giving you a headache, producing cholesterol, raising your blood pressure, it's doing those things to save you at that very moment
Yes.
from dying at that very moment. So
Yes,
don't
it's always
actually,
trying to help. It's always trying to, they're all always trying to help. In their, like the mental is a limited perception, the spiritual body is the infinite, right? So that's why we get back
yeah,
to the clarity of that, because the other ones could kind of make you crazy.
exactly. And even the Tibetans, they call this crazy wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Because the body is doing things to do what? Create function for that moment. And then
Yes.
you survive that. So then now, once you're safe, once you're calm, and you can get clarity, you can now address that situation and then unravel it and then continue on. I mean, we get a little, scrape or we get a little bruise. We're not that concerned about it because we may get a little what? Scab, and then the scab falls off and we forget. But then what about an emotional scab or scar? Well, what about a spiritual scab or scar? Then those are the long term things that we need to address. And then you'll see why your body did what. Okay, how busy were you before the accident? Were you taking time to now do what? Be careful, take it easy. Was that one way for your body to say, okay, we need to sit her down and slow her down for a little bit?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And
Then when you took that inventory, what happens? Then now all your other gifts manifested.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm over here trying to put your information in the chat because
Okay.
people are going to die to know how to get a hold of you, because this information is so valuable. It is so critical. And this is why I love you guys. We were in another clubhouse room and I forgot what we were sharing, and he just freaking blew me away. And I was like, you're speaking my language. You understand so much that people don't understand. And I'm like, I have to have him not only validate me and my crazy belief system, right? But
Right.
mostly because you needed to hear it in his way that he presents it. So, you guys, I am going to clip this on the screen right now, you guys. And if you are in Clubhouse, please click on his face ever so gently, you guys, and scroll into his profile and look at all of the amazing credentials he has, the amazing things he does. You guys got to connect with him on social media. And you guys, on all of these lives, please click on that link, copy his website so that you can start learning about your unique body system. Reach out to people like us, because the pros and cons of doctors, of specialists, is they are specializing in that one thing, and they have no idea or awareness of all the other aspects that are influencing and impacting where you're at right now. So if you're at an orthopedic for a back problem and it won't go away, well, it's probably something else that they aren't aware of, because I don't think they're aware of how our mind and our emotions affect things as much as they have been trained and taught to only look at things from one point of view. And it's good, but it's not the totality. So I'm just saying, if you're getting results, that's great. You have been led to the right place. But if you aren't, don't stop looking. Keep going to that next thing. Just start giving thanks for the next teacher. And this is why I'm always saying give thanks for the next teacher. Because to me, the people who teach, I want to be taught how to be better. To be better than I was, to be smarter than I was, and wiser than I am, and more aware, and expansion, right? And so I don't want to, I guess, just fix the problem without gaining the wisdom, right? So please, Jiao Shi, continue on.
So, and then I'll add to that by saying that when I trained in China, we were in an integrative hospital. Okay. So integrative means that they did Western medicine, Eastern medicine, and also combined. Okay. So they're a primary care hospital like our level 1 trauma centers here or level 1 hospitals here. So for us, if you're going to orthopedic and you want Western medicine, this is floor number 1. If you're coming to Chinese medicine, then that's floor number 2. If you're going to herbal medicine, it's floor number 3. So the idea is that you go to wherever you need to get your repair. If you're more comfortable with Western medicine or Eastern medicine, it didn't matter in China. So there's a statistic that I always like to tell, because we've been looking at some of the studies over the last few months, and it takes 4.8 years for someone in America to eventually find an acupuncture physician like us, because they go to their primary care, their family practice, and then they go to specialist to specialist to specialist. And then once all of those run out, then they say, okay, I just need help. And then it takes usually about an average of 4.8 years for people to get that help. But they don't have to do that.
So I have an off-topic thing. Why do you think the U.S. is so resistant to this concept, or so, like, why haven't we acted more on all of these statistics and proven facts?
Yeah, it's only based on the cultural acceptance of other cultures. So, and that's really the reason, is because, for example, with West going East, the Chinese have accepted the benefits of certain aspects of Western culture, and they have adopted those things into their culture and said, okay, we can use those things. The president of the hospital that I trained in, he was a traditional Chinese medicine physician and a specialist in what was called time medicine. So he calculated the sun, moon, and stars, and then wrote prescriptions based on that energy. But then he was also a Western cardiologist. Okay, so he had both hands where he could do both Eastern and Western medicine, because he accepted, oh, there are benefits to Western concepts of cardiology. Okay. Yeah. So the same thing is that it has to be the mindset of the individual that says, okay, if there's something here that is not to my benefit, then I need to find my particular healing or my particular therapy somewhere else. So even with a lot of my patients, they would say, oh, the Western doctor, this, that. I said, don't worry about the Western doctor. They're giving you the benefit of their experience. Yes. Now, if they're saying to you, we can't do thus and so, then did you call the insurance company, since you're paying the premium, and said, I found a specialist somewhere else that costs this amount, will you cover it? So, and I'll give you an example. There was a man who originally grew up in the UK, and to do his rotator cuff surgery here in the United States was $30,000. He knew because of the British system, it was much, much cheaper. So he called his insurance company and said, hey, I found it for $2,800, same surgery, same training. If I go back to the UK, will you cover it? And they did.
See?
So this is why you have to be your own advocate and say, okay, I am going to do what? I am going to now do a type of medical tourism and go where I need to go to get my particular healing. So don't stop searching for your answer. There are close to 8 billion people on this planet. Somebody has your answer. Maybe it's the body food system, right? Maybe it's the internationally known medicine woman. It doesn't matter who you get it from, as long as you get your answer. And that's really what my goal is and my message is.
Oh my gosh, and I love that. And trusting your body even when you know that you've been told something else. Okay, because I can't tell you how many countless times after I was paralyzed and had all these impacts and stuff. So you guys, I'm in a car, right? And I'm seat belted and I'm in the passenger seat and we're at a stop sign and I'm like leaning on the medium thing and I'm all looking at my husband, and because I'm a eye contact person in talking, right? So I'm facing him and we get plowed into. So I'm twisted, turned, seatbelt buckled, talking about things going wrong, right? So then there was this huge bulge in my back, right? 2 different orthopedics told me that was just the way it was going to be for the rest of my life. And I kept going, I don't think so. Like something in me was like, I don't know if that's right. I don't know, right? And so fortunately, just a turn of events is my husband at that time, he's like, because I have this huge scar on my back from emergency surgery because a disc bulged and all this stuff, right? So we're doing our best to get weekly massages so that the scar tissue isn't building up, which may implement my ability to heal, right? Because I'm working all things that I'm perceiving might happen, right? And I know scar tissue comes from everything. So every week I would go to the student thing where the students learn and they have to give in their hours, because at this point I don't care. I need to go repeatedly, and I'm not too proud to save my money. I'm not, right? And so not only was she intern at this, but she worked it, fixed it for $15. Yo, something that 2 different specialist orthopedics that I paid thousands of dollars for, who told me that this is just the way my back's going to be for the rest of her life. Little intern for $15 popped it back into place, right? And I had this hip thing, and they go, no, that's just your hip, because the different muscles that are awake now or not awake now, the ones that are supporting or pulling, and you're having this tug of war going on in your skeletal system, and that's just the way it's going to be until those wake up or not. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I am at the chiropractor again, $40 for my chiropractor, non insurance covered, right? And 9 years, my hip was jacked up. And 2 minutes, I told the guy, yeah, I just, because he was having me do something else. And he's like, well, this leg don't really do that because of my hip thing that they told me, that blah, 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 right? And then he was like, oh, let me look. Here, lay down. Click, popped. 2 seconds, fixed.
Right.
9 years of brokenness. And I believe in the left and the right, right? I believe that one's a masculine, one's a feminine, they have different qualities, right? Creativeness, whatever, moving forward, whatever. So I was like, oh my God, that's my creative. And not only did I understand emotionally and spiritually, mentally, all of these things expanded and broke when that adjustment happened. Oh my gosh, it was like my whole life began to evolve in a way that I would have never perceived.
And exactly. So that it doesn't matter who told you no, you go find your yes. Okay? One door closes, then guess what? 10,000 open. Go find yours. And then you'll find out that maybe it's Asian therapy that can help you. Maybe it's body typing that can help you. You know, it's like when a friend of mine was having some issues, he was Cherokee. So he said he needed me to go with him to do a sweat. I didn't know what a sweat was at the time. But then now,
Oh my gosh, they're life
yeah,
changing.
yeah. Then I saw from personal experience what it actually does. So then now you can begin to understand it becomes a therapy for that individual snowflake, that crystallized person, to now release the trauma, release the old things, and then do what? Now give us the benefit of their experience. Because what are we? We're just a collection of experiences that need to be passed on. That's what we are.
Yes. That's why when you get into the art of storytelling and really telling your story, people will connect, because I was so grateful to discover that I am not the only one, that I was not the only one who was broken, right? Who, I don't know, was hopeless, was struggling, was like in disbelief of the things going on, and just somewhere in my gut of guts going, there's got to be something else. And this is what I love. Okay, you guys, I haven't even reset this room for a while. All you Facebook people, all you YouTube people, this is Trey coming at you with some trade talk on a Wednesday at a Laugh and Learn lunch. And I have the amazing Dr. Kamal, who I refer to as Jiao Shi, because he is the teacher. He has taught me, and he will teach you if you are open-minded. And so please keep sharing the room, ping people in, and follow this amazing man. Follow me if I'm vibing with you. Thanks for coming in the room and joining us, Adine and OHO. I think that's your little class D people, your supporters. Yay, thanks for supporting. We love this love and support, you guys. I'm here every Wednesday, and I love sharing these tips and tricks on how to heal and help the mental body, emotional body, physical body, so that spiritual body can just get you into the life of passion and purpose like this amazing man. So please, Dr. Kamal, you got to start talking about your systems, because these people want to know how they can really figure out how their body is working. And with your body type system, the different courses, I know that they're going to get what they need. So please share with us.
So first, when you come and get a consult from us, what happens is we do what we call an assessment. And that assessment is that I look at your body from a 3D perspective. So I'll have you move around a little bit and have you move your arms, your legs in different types of positions, so that I can now see what your body is expressing. Now, then once we express that, we have 12 main categories. So once you understand the 12 main categories and then which category you fit in. So in the ancient system, we had what's called the wuxing. The wuxing roughly translated as the 5 phases or the 5 elements. So we have metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. Then once I see what kind you express, then I give you the expression in a title. It will be either metal yang, metal yin, different things, or then I make it so that it's even easier. So then now either you're the dancer soldier type, you're the thespian type, you're the royal, you're the priest or priestesses or the priesthood, you are either a motivator or an engineer type, you are a more of a general type or more of a visionary. So then once you understand what type you are, then it's easier to now understand your habitat. So I give people a concept. I said, okay, if we were to go to the zoo at night, and just as the sun is setting, we saw the silhouettes of the different animals in the cages. Now, could we tell the difference between the lion silhouette and the giraffe silhouette, the primate silhouette, like a gorilla, or a rhino silhouette? Once we identified those animals, isn't it very easy to understand which one is the carnivore, which one is the vegetarian, which one is whatever it is that their diet is, their habitat, their
Yeah.
temperament? Yes, the
Yes.
way
And
that
oh my
they
gosh.
do certain things.
So I was just getting ready to ask you. So is this because natives believe that we have like animal totems, right? And we believe that like you have some primary ones that stay with you for a lifetime, but then you work with different ones based on things. So when you're looking at this, is this something that is foundational, like that's for our whole life?
And exactly correct. So once we talk about what your foundational constitution is,
Okay.
that's what you go through your whole life with. Then you can have variations. So now the variation will be like a house cat. The difference between a house cat and a panther is quite different in expression. Okay, the difference in a panther and a lion is quite different in expression. So, but they're all feline as opposed to equine. So then now is there a difference between a racehorse and a mule? Is there a difference between a mule and a giraffe and a camel? Well,
Yeah.
of course it is. So then now you can still have those different expressions within the same equine, bovine, canine, feline, and then
Okay.
understand that each of us, we're different in our expressions, but our base information is the same.
Interesting.
Okay?
Oh my gosh. So now I just have so many questions because the part of me is going, I think I'm so you guys missed. I'm cracking up over here because when Joe was talking earlier, he did this kind of like lion thing, and I'm like, rah, like it. And I was like, yeah. And then I'm thinking in my head, I have been the little kitty, but I feel like I'm the lion. So was my kitty just broken when I was little? Like so many
So
questions.
then, as you're expressing, you begin to understand that sometimes, like for example, if you're the feline type and you're more of a lion, the lion cub, like one of my teachers, his style in martial arts has to do with the lion or the tiger. And he says one interesting thing is that when the tiger does a strike, there's a certain amount of pounds of pressure. But he says, simple thing, they did a scientific study of lion cubs. And then when they hit the ball on the line, on just lion cubs playing with the ball, just them playing, they hit 2,000 pounds of pressure. Now, which means that for a human, that's just, that'll crush us just by them playing. Okay?
I
So
know
now
we're
as
like
a
a
child,
potato chip. We're like a potato chip.
right? So then now you take a look and you say, okay, if you have that feline energy and you're like a lion cub, and when you're playing as a child, you find out that you may injure somebody else that's more like a little bird.
Oh.
And then what do? You now start to retreat because now you saw, ooh, I hurt them
Yeah.
and I did this and I didn't mean to do that. So then you begin to retreat and now turn inward and then start scarring yourself for hurting someone else. So now we
Yes.
have to deal with that emotional trauma of, okay, you didn't mean to do that. You were a cub. It's okay.
Oh my gosh,
And
he's over here,
release
and you
you
guys,
from
I'm
that.
getting ready to cry over here because I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. That could be what happened. Oh my gosh, I love it. So please continue.
Yeah. So then once you understand your nature, your true nature, then this is why I always say to people, you just be your best self. If you're a lion, if you're a hummingbird, if you're a turtle, if you're a camel, it doesn't matter what you are, then find out what you are and then be your best self and understand you didn't know. You didn't understand what you were. But now you do because your hindsight now is, oh, I interacted with these people a certain way. It was okay. They got a little bit. They're rough. The feathers ruffled a little bit. They understand that. Oh, I don't play with her that way. But she plays a little rough, and then that is okay. But I know that That is for other lions.
Oh,
They can play that way and not hurt each other. Yeah. And then you begin to understand that. And then we all begin to understand that that's how we interact as a society, as a community. And then once you begin to do that, then now everything harmonizes. Because the first thing that we do in the body type system is balance you, bring you back to physical, emotional, spiritual balance. And then the long term is to harmonize you. That's when you have long term, lifelong balance. And then that is harmony. You maintain within that particular constitution, and you no longer hurt anyone else or yourself, because
yes.
you can actually turn in on
Brilliant.
yourself and then
Brilliant.
cause other problems. Yes.
Oh my God. And I was just thinking about that. Okay, because I believe that we keep having experiences in life until we get the lesson, right? Because I believe we keep, whether you say attract it, create it, whatever, it's going to keep coming until you get to that place. And I had been having what I have been calling my master class in order to leave, because when I moved into this place a couple of years ago, I thought this was, and I kept focusing my images and creating the community, but I didn't get clear about the experience. I didn't create awesome neighbors. And so instead, I got the masterclass neighbor, who to me is a combination of all of the narcissistic behavior that I had evolved from in my whole life, right? And she's right next door. And there was no fence, no barriers, no border, nothing, right? And so now I'm ready to move. And all of these things haven't been going harmoniously. And so for me, I know that either there's a block or it's a lesson, right? Well, either way, there's a block because it's a lesson or something that I need to evolve, clear, heal, whatever, right? So I'm going into this, where's this resistance and blah, blah, blah. And then spirit flashes me moving in and saying this statement that this is the master class. So I cannot be released from this situation until I pass the freaking test. And what I knew is that in the end, I want to be in love. I don't want to be angry because my crazy neighbor keeps doing crazy things, because that is her reflection of her crazy. And I could either mirror it and absorb it and reflect it back, or I can continue to be the mirror of love, of kindness, and of ascension that knows I'm ready to pass this master class. I'm going to send you some love. I'm going to send you some energetic healing, because I understand that she is hurt and she is moving from a place of pain. And I don't want to reflect that or project that. I want to heal from that. I want to send from that. And I want to be in the place where I feel amazing, not only about how I'm showing up, but how I am making others feel. And one of my prayers is always, and always, whenever I go to Spirit, God, Creator, whatever you want to call him, for my petitions, declarations, whatever, I always say, in the end, what serves the highest and greatest good for everyone. For
Exactly.
everyone. So when I got the clarity that my action, if I chose to react, would not be that of one that I would want to receive, first of all, but that nor that I was proud, like all of this circle and cycle, right? So I'm so grateful that you have just landed home, because that's the other little kitty who learned that she was, and I believe in boomerangs. So if I respond and react, I throw that out. And so I'm just going to get it back to me again in a little bit. And karma
Exactly.
comes a lot faster now than ever. So it could be in a few hours, it could be in a few days, but that's going to smack me right back in my face. So I don't want that no more. Thank you. Thank you.
Exactly. So then now, when we're talking about that, what brings it to mind is Tui Sao. Tui Sao. We have Tui Na, which is a type of massage. But in martial arts, we have what's called Tui Sao. Tui Sao is actually exchanging energy, what is a perceived an opponent. Remember, there's no real opponent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that now the perceived opponent that we do when we do Tai Chi exchange of energy, we call tuisa. So then now the idea is to relax and allow sometimes the opponent to come in. So we have a phrase, we say 4 ounces of pressure can move 10,000 pounds. So always remember that people who have anxiety, stress, or they feel like they're being oppressed by an opponent, I said the biggest issue is you need to relax. 4 ounces of pressure moves 10,000 pounds. So if you yield and thank the person that is now giving you the lesson, then now it's easier for you to transform that circumstance and that practice. Does that make sense? So I say this all
Oh,
the time, whether you have a sickness
yes,
or a
and
sickness,
then of course it makes
you
me
will
get
do that.
emotional because I have the clarity, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And the part of me that's happy I'm doing it right is emotional. The part of me that has the wisdom and validation, the mental body, that's like, oh my god, girl, see, oh my god, I'm over here ready to cry. You guys are missing all this. See, if you would be on Facebook and YouTube, you could be seeing the live faces because oh, I am so grateful.
So
Because
now
again,
it's
synchronicity.
transform. This is transformation. So our particular model at OHO Seminars is to do one thing, to guide you to your path of self-discovery. Yeah? You've been walking with yourself your entire life, but have you discovered your inner nature? So then now your neighbor is actually helping you and discover an inner part of yourself that would normally react. But then now if you yield, then now you can transform and then look at the other facet of your gem. And that's what we really are here to accomplish. I'm here to facilitate as a teacher, help you understand why you do what you do, and then help you accept yourself. Like we have the daily Dao Yin as an exercise platform that we do every morning at 7:30 Eastern time. So then now if you do the daily Dao Yin, one of the things that I say at the end of the daily Dao Yin is know yourself, love yourself, and be yourself. Because if you can do those three things on a daily basis, no matter what energy is going in, what energy is expressing outward, you can always transform a little by little by little.
Oh my God, I love it. I am in heaven, you guys. You just don't even know. You don't even know, you guys. I'm like in heaven because I feel like I've just gone to church. I've just received my healing. I have just and really, when you understand that, all it takes is one little bit of information to really transform you. Like if you are open to the adjustment, and for me, I always say I am open to communication that helps me to become a better person all the time. And in your speaking, the clarity around the fact that I am a healer will always attract people to me who need healing, who are in pain, who
Yeah.
are wanting harmonious forward marching because they are not feeling it. And when I example my joy all the time, oh my gosh, it bothers people. It bothers them. And what I'm realizing, and I mean I've known this, but I'm getting re-smacked in the face again, is that Trey, the example of your beauty, and your amazing happiness and joy and your love of life really bothers people who aren't loving their life, and they want to stop you. They want to make you feel miserable, but little do they know they can't, because I get to have control over all that if I choose, right? I love this. Yay! So thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, then you begin to do what? You now can enjoy life and then now constantly be in a state of transformation to your true self. And that's really what the whole key is that as a professional, we do what? Help people facilitate actually what's really there. It's like when you take a mineral out of the ground, and you find gold or silver or copper or whatever, it was there all the time. We're just doing what? Now refining it in a way that is useful for purpose that we choose to use it for. Okay. And then that's the same thing we do in our lives. You take that experience that you had and then you transform it. And from that experience, you're now doing what? Helping how many people?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it, you guys. This has been an amazing almost hour. I have just been transformed. I have been evolved. I have been reminded of foundational things. And you guys, after you go so far, it's like you kind of forget about some of these foundational things. And it's so important to revisit them and recheck it, because when we keep that foundational checklist, oh my gosh, it was like, oh yeah, I remember. Oh, I remember that. Oh my gosh. So you guys only have a few more minutes of this amazing man. And let me tell you, Jiao Shi, that's why I told you, I was like, I will always keep following him. I can't wait until I sign up for my own thing, because this is one of the few things I haven't, because I want to know all aspects. So let me tell you, I could tell you who I am, human design. I could tell you my destiny number. I could tell you like anything. Anything you can tell me, I could tell you all my moon signs in my astrology chart. I could tell you my sun, my moon, my Mercury, my bubble, because I want to know. I want to be. I could always use more information about myself and how to show up for myself. I've gotten my energy number. I've gotten like all these things because I love information. So please, I want you to spend this next few minutes telling the people how to get a hold of you. Are you having any workshops coming up? Do you have clubhouse rooms? Because you guys, oh my God, clubhouse is free. You could be getting and talk to him for freaking free. That's why I was blown away at his share. That's why I was like, oh, you are my man. So please, Dr. Kamal, my Jiao Shi, please tell him.
So every other week we do what we call the Jammin' with Jiao Shi, because I always like to have a jam session. Now that was last week, so this is an off weekend, but I'm in the Food is Religion room with Sunny this week, and we're going to be talking about some, basically food and how to do certain things with food. Now, the reason why I go every 2 weeks is because what I cover is the 24 solar cycles. And now the 24 solar cycles is the Da Shu. Da Shu right now is the great heat. And now everybody in the north, how are we feeling? We feel the heat of the summer, the humidity, and I usually put in some different fruits that you can do to what physically transform, so that you can just go back on Clubhouse and take a look at the recording on what fruits are that you can use if you're a yang type or you're a yin type. And that's why it segues into going to get your body type. Because if you know if you're a yang type or a yin type, and then whatever type of wuxing type you are, then now I can guide you through the 4 energies, which is sunlight, oxygen, water, and then also the food for your type, so that now you can now do what? Completely, consciously participate in your path of self-discovery. It's great for me to know. It's great for her to know. But it absolutely is useless if you don't know. Okay? It's absolutely useless. So then now you can, oh, what do I have? I correct you, blah, blah, blah. And then you feel great walking out of my office. But then if you, like certain people, I correct them and everything's great as they go out of my office, and they're the body type that should have never had a vegetable a day in their life. Then what do? They feel great. They go and they have a spinach salad.
Oh my God. I was just going to say, so people don't understand, like you're the doctor and what you're giving them is a prescription on how to fix this problem. And then they go against the prescription because they're like, I don't know. Because I mean,
or it can be just something innocent. It can be something innocent. They just simply didn't know.
Yeah.
They just simply
knowledge
didn't know.
is power. And if you don't know, you can't do anything about it, you guys. This is amazing. So thank you for that. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I have the website up. You guys look at his amazing face. Look at that smile. Don't you want to connect with it? You should just be on this live because I get the honor of seeing him laugh and giggle and just embrace his energy. So let me tell you, his energy is freaking amazing, you guys. So that's why I've already been calmed. I've been centered. I've been grounded. And I am so excited about that. I've had awareness. I've been evolved in my awareness. So, amen. It's been an amazing freaking morning. This has been a power hour for sure. So, you guys, I have his link. Oh, you can't see it, you guys. Okay, so Clubhouse people, just click on his face, go to his profile. You got to go to his IG and get into his Instagram where he does other, like you guys, don't just stop here. He has Twitter. He is working all of these different platforms. So please, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous to connect. Do this for yourself. You need to reach out so that you can find out your body type system so that you can thrive and potentially see if you have blocks, because a lot of times people don't even realize what is going on because they have gotten so used to it. Just like I got used to my hip thing for 9 years, right? So just believe that anything can happen, you guys. This is Trey with some Trey Talk on a Wednesday, and I'm getting ready to shut down this Clubhouse room. I am getting ready to sign off these streets. So you guys, thanks for all the visitors. Thanks for my Twitter people thumbsing up and out there, and my heart people out in the Facebook land, sending the love. I can't thank you enough, you guys. Reach out to this amazing Dr. Kamal. Please get on Clubhouse so that you can also be taught by Jiao Shi. You want to be taught by Jiao Shi until you can get on in his program. Please connect with him in all places and spaces. And I am getting ready to sign off. Jiao Shi, thank you so much. Until we meet again, because I know I'm going to want to have you back again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. I just love your lively energy. So we can jam anytime.
Yay! Woo! I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I know. Trust me. If you go any place, I swear I feel like we should do some kind of an event together. We're going to have to meet up and do because I keep envisioning a 4-body conference where we have people for the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body, the spiritual body, you know what I mean? And just bringing the awareness so that we are the center, like you're talking about, that can have all of the pieces so that we could start creating the harmonious connection here in the US.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah. I'm sending you so much love. I am sending you a big hug. This is Trey, and I'm going to end this room, and I'm going to count down 3. Thank you. Blessings, everyone. 2. I'm sending you so much light and love. Did we go 1? Either way, signing off.